Hello and welcome to this video that answers this question that I get a lot. Yes, you can build a winning strategy without a strategy map. My name is Cam Scully and I will be your host in this video. I generally recommend a strategy map because of its power. However, since strategy is an art, not a science, there are other ways to build strategy, and that's what this video is all about. First, let me explain strategy mapping and its approach and why it's so powerful. By starting with a strategy map, not only do you validate your strategy, you also set the stage for the development of a balanced scorecard, since the objectives in the strategy map are directly implanted into the balanced scorecard. The other approach to strategy formulation is without a strategy map, and it usually starts with some form of situation assessment, which is a good hard look at what the competitive landscape looks like, both inside and outside the organization. From there, a thorough strategic analysis is conducted where all strategic alternatives are analyzed with decisions made as to what strategic changes should be made in the coming months. Here is the most critical step no matter what approach you take, is you need a very well thought out implementation plan. This is where most organizations stumble, so it's important to get it right. The approach I always suggest is one I refer to as the WWW dollar approach. You need to establish what needs to be done. You need to specify when each activity needs to be undertaken. You need to be very clear on who is responsible for doing what. If you fail to be clear on accountability, you have a roughly 0% chance of implementing your strategy. And finally, the dollar sign signifies the need to properly plan and budget for what needs to get accomplished. Your implementation plan needs to be 1. Detailed enough, 2. Well communicated throughout all corners of the organization, and 3. There needs to be commitment at all levels to get it done. Without the commitment and the accountability I mentioned earlier, there is just no way to realize strategic success. When I use 4 exclamation marks, you can bet I'm pretty emphatic on that point. Okay, so here are a few parting thoughts to keep in mind. If you don't use a strategy map, make sure that you validate your strategy. In other words, you need to confirm that the strategic decisions you are making are going to help you achieve your strategic objectives. Strategy mapping has this built in. So if you don't use a strategy map, you need to somehow authenticate your strategy. The other important thing you need to do is to create a dashboard that measures and analyzes strategic performance. The balanced scorecard is the single best tool for this. So if you don't use a scorecard, then build and use a well-rounded dashboard. If you do strategy map, make sure that you conduct a thorough situation assessment. Strategy mapping starts by looking into the future, but that doesn't mean that a good look at the here and now is any less important. You should also be sure that, for major decisions, you isolate them and do a full analysis of the merits of moving in that direction. The strategy map may have validated the decision, but just to be safe, it can't hurt to look at the future and all the pros and cons of it. And always remember, implementation is critical. Simply stated, implementation is often the difference between a good and bad strategy, so get it right. I hope this video has been helpful to you in better understanding the various approaches to strategy formulation. While the strategy mapping approach is considered the superior approach, the fact is, strategy is an art, not a science, and so you can indeed create a great strategy without one. If you would like to discuss any part of this, don't hesitate to get in touch with me. I'm Cam Scully. Thank you for watching.